Hello Outcasts and other viewers, welcome to some more Star Wars Battlefront, specifically some more hidden spots. Yes, we have found some more. Some of these we have known for quite some time, but we just never really got around to sharing some with you. The first one is going to actually be on Twilight on Hoth. Now, I did mention in an Easter egg video that there is the Wampa cave, but there's a little bit more to it than that. But before we jump into it, be sure to give this video a like if you enjoy it and subscribe if you haven't already to see more hidden spots. We do loads of them on any different game that we come across, and we show them to you in the most comedic fashion possible. But anyway, let's jump right into it. You want to go straight towards the Wampa cave. The easiest way to get to it is to spawn in as an Imperial. Go straight into that cave, turn left, and then you'll see the Wampa in the distance. You will need a partner with you for most of these spots that we'll show you, but some of them aren't necessary, but it helps. So first of all, you want to make sure you've got your partner or you up against a wall, up against where all those spikes are. Make sure you've got your back right up against it, and your partner respawns on you, and he should, if you've positioned yourself properly, as you can see in the footage, he will spawn straight behind you and right next to the Wampa pretty much. You can just run straight down towards him, and there's a whole area for you to explore down there. Pretty useless area to go to, but I figured it was pretty cool and worth showing anyway. Now, moving on, this next spot is also on Twilight on Hoth, on Walker Assault, obviously on the bigger maps. You will need a partner again to get to it. Just follow where we're going now, towards the edge of the map, sort of further up the hill, and you will find this rock that is kind of like a sweet spot. If you find the right place, it may take you a few attempts, but if you do the same thing you did in the Wampa cave, you can have your partner respawn behind you, and you will be sort of dancing on the edge of the map a little bit, but if you follow it along, once you get through that, your partner can obviously respawn on you, the one who was standing in that sweet spot on that rock. He can respawn on you, and then you can explore across the map. You can get into some really stupidly overpowered places where you can crouch and you'll be hidden in snow, and you can shoot back into the map, so you can snipe people if you're a good shot, and people won't even be able to see where the shots are coming from. Well, they might have a general idea, but they won't know where to shoot you. And also, if you keep exploring, you will find there is a way where you can actually slide underneath the entire map, and you can see the whole cave network going on down below, where all the other objectives are, where there's pickups, all the caves you can see in them all. Obviously you can't shoot into them, which is kind of a good thing because it would be extremely overpowered, and I don't believe you can get shot obviously back out because they can't see you for one thing, but then again you can't shoot in or out, so it's really just, you know, just to go and explore really, but it's a very cool spot nonetheless. Now, on this next spot, you will be returning to Scarif on specifically the Scarif Jungles map, which you can play on Blast, and anything really where you play on that map, like, you know, any game mode whatsoever, doesn't really matter, as long as you're on Scarif Jungles and you have the map that we're on here. If you jump on top of one of the TIE Strikers, as you can see here, you can actually jetpack on top of a palm tree, and you can get on top of a massive hitbox, and it is absolutely overpowered. You are just way high above the map, and if you use your jetpack properly, you can actually jump on top of other hitboxes as well, where you can be on top of different areas over the map. You may have seen it in a previous video where we did that, but this is another location on the same map. You can do it in pretty much anywhere. If you know how to use a jetpack very well and know how to land on the palm trees, you can exploit the hitboxes quite severely. I really suggest you don't overuse this one because it can be incredibly annoying. Now, in this next spot, you will be going to Endor, specifically on ones like smaller modes like Heroes vs Villains or Hero Hunt, those kind of maps, where it's fairly small maps. This map in particular is the Swamp Crash Site map. Now, what you want to do is you want to navigate your way back round to the back end of the ship. You won't need a partner for this, it isn't necessary, but if your partner reaches it, you can obviously respawn on him, and it makes it a lot easier for you if you can't manage the jump. Just make sure that you're jetpacking to where I'm shooting here. You should be able to land on some beams and then jump your way up on top of some others, and you can just squeeze your way into the ship, and you can actually get some very good looks over some things like pickups and just key points in the map in general. If you're a very good shot, you should be able to take a lot of people out, and they won't even know where the shots were coming from. There's obviously a lot of other places as well that you can explore around this ship. They're not very useful, but they're just cool to have a little look around in. Now, this next spot is on the same map. If you just travel where we're going now, towards the edge of the map, and you look up, you will see a little Ewok village that you can climb up some ramps and get onto. But if you look up, once you get as high as you can, you'll actually see there are some places you can jump pack to and get even higher, where you can get an incredibly good shot over various parts of the map. Obviously there's so many trees in the way, you won't be able to see a lot, but it can be a very good vantage point, especially if you're playing modes like Heroes vs Villains or Hero Hunt. I really wouldn't recommend going up there for too long though if you are playing as a hero. You can get up there as Luke, Boba or Palpatine, but if you stay up there for long, people might start getting irritated. That's if they don't know the way up there themselves, they might not take too kindly to it, so please don't abuse this one. Now this next spot is probably one of the most overpowered spots there are on this list. This one is on Tatooine, specifically the Tatooine Badlands map. You can play it mainly on Heroes vs Villains or Hero Hunt. Now what you can do is if you just look where I'm running here, you just run and you jump straight at that wall. Somehow that hasn't been patched yet by DICE. I don't know why, but it's still there. You just jump at that wall and then you can climb your way up and on top of the cliffs. Now where at that point you can just get an insanely good shot over everyone else that it is just basically unfair. You can also continually do the hitbox thing we did on Scarif. You can jump up and with your jump pack and you can land on top of hitboxes and basically run across the top of the map without falling in. You need to be careful though because the hitboxes will just randomly end and you can get yourself trapped in certain areas and some rocks will kill you when you land on them. So make sure you're careful when you're doing that, but I'd recommend at least just staying up where you are at the top of the cliff where you can actually get into the spot to begin with, because that area in itself is so overpowered. And again, I must stress, please do not abuse this because this will really piss some people off. Now this next one is also on Tatooine. It's not the same map, but it is the one where it's got the Millennium Falcon in the middle. I believe it's called Rebel Base. If you just go where we're going again, you'll go to this little room and if you look up, you will see some little holes in the ceiling where there's some lights and some areas that looks like you could stand on them, and yes you can stand on them. If you use your jump pack you can boost up and you can stand on these lights and give yourself a little bit of an advantage over unsuspecting enemies. And you can use these as Luke, Palpatine and Boba, but again, I don't really think it's wise to abuse these spots, because if you start doing it over and over again, people will learn and you won't be able to use those spots for very long. Just one well placed thermal imploder can send you sky high, so be careful with this one because it might not work out in your favour in the long run. Now in this spot we are going back to Hoth again. This time it's the one that has the Millennium Falcon on Hoth instead of the one on Tatooine, which is the one that I just showed you. But if you go to the area that I'm standing now with the weird ramps and the pipes underneath, and you play as either Luke, Palpatine, Boba, or if you use the jump pack really well, you can actually jump to a very sneaky place where you can shoot down upon unsuspecting enemies. You can get the jump on people quite easily and you won't be expected to be there. That's the thing, unless you kill people multiple times they probably won't remember you're there, and you can use it to your advantage over and over and over again. And here's a clip of me doing it as Luke and as a normal guy. Unfortunately there is an area where you can sort of glitch your head through and you can see through the rest of the map, and we thought maybe we could use a Wampa cave tactic where we can spawn sort of behind the person and get out of the map. Unfortunately you cannot do that on this map, but it is still a very cool spot nonetheless. Again, please don't abuse this. And that is all the spots I have for you today, guys. Congrats, you made it to the end of the video. I'm so proud of you, you made it so far. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button till it breaks. Subscribe if you haven't already to see more comedy gaming, hidden spots, and any other shenanigans we decide to post. And I'll see you very soon.